So today what I would like to do is, first of all, I need to get caught up in my 2023 journal because I've been keeping up on all of my reviews. It's just I have not been printing out my little like book stickers like these because I usually like to batch them anyway, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of sticker paper. So yeah, I have like 3 months or so. And I think while I'm doing that, it'll kind of spark some ideas because I really need to start working on my 2024 reading journal. Yeah, so I can finally start working on that. I don't know why, but I really just don't want to work on it. But I should because it's going to take me a while to get through. Especially if I have to print out a bunch of papers and stamp them. And I can show you my book binding press thing. Is that even what it is? Honestly, it's been so long since I've even looked at it. I don't even know if that's what it is. So let's go print out these book stickers and then brainstorm a little bit on what I want to include in my 2024 reading journal. And we'll go from there. Yeah. Done. Stickers are in. They're all done besides like the books that I'm going to finish out December with. I kind of just want to make a list of what has been working for the 2023 reading journal versus like what I would like to see change. I wish that it was bigger. I wish it was more 8.5 by 11. It's just like slightly smaller. I like the size of a regular sheet of paper more. So I would like that, which is pretty easy, especially if I'm going to be making it myself and printing it. Obviously, regular sheets of paper are what I use to print. So I do want to do something like this where it's journal is the property of. I thought that was really cute. This, I do kind of like my intro little spread here, 2023, and then like a cute little stack of books. I think that would be cute to add as well. The only thing with this one, they're kind of starting to peel off. So obviously if I'm printing them out on a regular sheet of paper rather than like gluing them in like this, it should work out better. This spread, which I actually ran out of room and had to add like a sheet of paper, is really just like a whole list of everything that I've read, and the pink highlighted are the ones that are my 5 stars. So here's the thing. I started out with lining every single line. Felt like it was too crowded then, and I didn't do it for this one, for this sheet, and then I didn't like it. I felt like it was too all over the place and I couldn't tell which line was what between the dots. So then I was lining every single line with this one. Honestly, I don't know. I think just overall, this gives me kind of like a good glance at everything. But again, if I'm printing this out, it'll be much more easier to use and easier to see where the lines are and everything. So I definitely want to do something with just like an overall list like what I have here. This next spread, I thought it was so cute whenever I made it. And the plan was that I was going to color in like the books as I read them. I didn't plan on like actually putting the titles, but I would just color in a book each time I read a book. And look how far I got. What is that? Like 6 books? And then I decided I didn't want to do it anymore. I still think it's cute. I just don't know that I'll use it. I think we'll skip it. I did really like this spread, which was my 23 books for 2023 that I wanted to read. And whenever I first started this reading journal, I really thought that I was going to read more like personal development books, and I did not make that a priority at all. If you see my last video, you know that that is something that I want to do for 2024. But this next spread, so these are my faves, and I had to add on like this little sheet because I ran out of room for my 5 stars, which is awesome. I love that. This one, this is like my burn pile, the books that I hated, and I just didn't add on. This was any book that I had. I originally thought I would add any book that had a 1 star, I would add into this, but I think I should kind of change this around to also include just any DNF books, and maybe just change it completely to just a DNF pile, because I really want to be more, not DNF friendly, but like more willing to DNF a book, because I just feel like I'm so committed to reading a book even if it is completely horrible and I don't like it. I've gotten a little bit better over the past like month about just deciding to quit and leave it if a book really isn't vibing with me. But yeah, for 2024, I think I would like a DNF page, because I feel like I also forget about books whenever I DNF them, and I kind of would want to keep track and see how many I do end up DNFing. The next spread was a book series tracker, and I got through 1 series of like actually tracking it. I never added any other series on here though that I read this year. And I don't know why, because that's something that I do want to keep track of. I just don't know why. I think I just honestly completely forgot about this spread. The next spread literally still has a post-it note that I put on there at the very beginning of the year, so I would remember what stats I wanted to keep, and never did. Ever. This other page is like my reading goals for 2023. I did actually accomplish quite a few of these, even though I never once looked at them ever again. So here were my initial goals. Number 1 was to read from a St. Louis author. I don't think that I did that, at least I'm not aware that I did. 2 is finish 3 different full series. I feel like I did. I definitely did. Yeah, I did definitely do 3 full series. I just wasn't paying attention when I did. The next one is read 1 self-help book per month. We know that didn't happen. The 4th was to read 100 books. I did do that. Currently, I am at I think it's 118. And there will be more before I finish. 5 was reorganize my bookshelf. I did, and I added another bookshelf. 6, read 2 2023 releases. I think what Iron Flame and Fourth Wing, they were both technically 2023 releases. But I did read more 2023 releases. It's just, I don't remember what they are. 7, read 3 classics. I did not read any classics this year. 8, keep up with this journal. I did. Well, more or less. I didn't do a lot of the things on here, but I did keep up with like what I wanted to, and that was like the actual little like mini reviews for the books. So that was it, and then it just went into my monthly spreads. Here's the thing. I loved my first monthly spread, like my intro to the month page. I thought this little like snow globe was adorable, but I never put as much effort into the other months as I did the first month, and that really bothered me because like this is gonna be funny to watch actually. Hang on. So January's cute monthly spread compared to December's. Cute, right? I think in order for this to be something that I will actually do every month is if I create the monthly spreads now, but I leave them more so to where they're like a coloring page and I can just like fill it in during that month. That way I feel like I'm doing it something every month, but it's not so like where I have to come up with a completely new concept for each month and then I get overwhelmed and then I just don't feel like doing it. Especially for like bad months where I'm really not feeling creative. that should be able to help me out. I don't think that I'm going to change much as far as like just the spaces for like the little mini book reviews, but I would want to add like a little spot maybe that says how, like what book it is in the series, as well as whether it was like what format the book was. So whether it was an ebook, an audiobook, or physical, or maybe if I borrowed it as well. Yeah, other than that, I think I kind of want to look on Pinterest actually and just see if there's anything else that I do want to add or change and get some like ideas going. But otherwise, I do want to start ironing them out, and then we can come back to this. So the last time you guys saw me, I think it was just the intro. Since then, I put a lot of work in. I've made a lot of changes to my original idea, and we still have a lot to go. I don't know what I was thinking. This is a very intensive process, and let me just kind of like walk you through my idea now versus what it was. So originally I think I wanted, well, obviously I was going to custom make my own reading journal, right? So that started with, I was going to make everything in Canva, and then I was just going to print it out, make the cover somehow, and then go from there. And I think I mentioned something about coloring pages for like the monthly spread, so I would have something to like do for each month. So that turned into me remembering that I have these Vera Bradley coloring pages that I somehow have like kept through all the years, because I got these from my very first ever internship, and that was when I was like 18, 17. So, but I never actually colored them besides the couple that I had to do for my internship for photography for that. So I was looking through these, and I actually like tabbed the ones that like, my evolution of thoughts here. So I was looking at these then because they have like already done pages as well, like that kind of separate. And I really liked those. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll just do this. I'll take the spreads out of this and use that as the monthly like intro pieces for the journal. Well, so then I tried taking the pages out and they were ripping, and I just decided it wasn't going to be worth it. And I knew that I could just like go to Joann's or Hobby Lobby or whatever and get scrapbooking paper, and it would basically be the same thing. So, but not free, which kind of sucks. But so that was then when I went to Joann's and got a ton of like scrapbook paper for the journal. And was not cheap, but I'm really in love with the like prints that I got. So you can just kind of see. They're mostly floral patterns, I think, and they're gonna be really cute. My thought process is I'll have it on the left and the right, so it'll be like a full spread for each month. So I had to get 2 of each, and yeah, if you want to know how much I spent, let me know. But I knew this was gonna be not the cheapest route anyway, because if I had found something that I really liked and was perfect, it probably would have been very expensive anyway. So I also got this paper, which it feels kind of like canvas-y. It's different than like the regular scrapbooking paper. It's like thicker and it's got like a little bit of texture, and I wanted this to be the cover, so the back and the front, which is what I was working on all last night that you kind of saw. You saw me printing out some things that I did eventually do from Canva. So like I did some of my spreads, and I'll show you them in a second, but these are the covers that I've been working on. The backs are unfinished, but I wanted them to dry overnight before I put like the inside sheet on. But these actually turned out really nice, and I'm pretty happy with them. They're really cute. So I thought that Joann's would have like the wire binding that I would need for this all to happen. And you probably saw like in my last video, this guy hanging out in the background on my desk. This is like a binding press machine. So this is what I'm going to use to bind all the pages together. I wanted to make sure that I found the right type of wire, like binding the spiral. The spiral part of the book. I wanted to make sure that I got the right one. Turns out basically you can get whatever kind you want, and that'll pretty much work for it. So that has been ordered from Amazon, but it's supposed to get here tomorrow, which honestly is probably fine because I have some more things that I want to get done and I want everything to be dry before I bind it together anyway. So yeah. Anyway, the things that I printed and made from Canva. So it'll start with cover, right? And then it'll open up to the journal of. I'll fill that in with my name. And then everything from here on out is basically just double-sided. And this is all cardstock, by the way, too. So this will be like my 2024 spread. I think this actually turned out really cute. I'm pretty happy with that. And then I wanted to definitely keep my spread of everything that I read. So this has a spot for the title, well, the number, the title, the author, and then what I rated them. And I can also add on to these. So as it is, I think that there's only like 35 lines on each page. So I will have to add on to that later on, but I have some ideas on how I can like add to these because I do plan on, hopefully, like my goal for this year is to read 125 books. That's exactly what I read in 2023. So I definitely think it's attainable. The next spreads are my YouTube goals, my TikTok goals. You can see like they have different numbers on what I hope to accomplish this year. They end in very lofty goals. I would be amazed if I made the very bottom numbers. Once I got going, I just wanted to fill the page with numbers. So we'll just see how far I get. The next spread is just like a continuation of my Instagram goals and then a 2024 reading bracket. I actually really love how this turned out. I kind of saw this spread on Pinterest. I don't remember what account it was from, but I added like the background and changed some things. So this will help me pick like my overall top book of the year. And I'm pretty excited about that. The next spread is my 24 books of 2024. You guys just saw that video come up, so I'm going to fill this in with the book stickers. I still need to print those out, but those will go right here. And then this is kind of the last like regular spread. This is going to have like, these are going to be like my bookshelves. So I can put my favorite books, those stickers there. And then alternatively, this is my DNF, the books that should be burned. I hopefully don't have a whole lot on this page, but I had a lot more than I thought I would in 2023. And I'm just getting to the point where I think that if I don't like a book, there's no point in continuing. So I thought that that might be kind of funny to keep track of. So with the spreads, I want to, just like as an example, so this is going to be like both sides, and then I'm going to cut out the boxes for each month and put it on probably the right side. But so I have each month with a book quote that I'll be cutting out and then putting on like their respective spreads. And then from there, if you remember how I laid out my 2023 like review sheets, I wanted to stick to that, but I wanted to add a little bit more. So if you see up top, I have like my 5 stars that I'll fill in, and then I also have 5 peppers. So now I can keep track of the spice level. And then I also wanted to keep track now of whether it was an audiobook, something like an ebook, or from the library, or just a physical book that I have. This should be really fun to keep track of. Like I said, it's the same layout. So basically I'll put the book sticker and then I will write my like short review. That's that. I've been debating how many of these sheets I want to put per month though, because I don't really want to waste paper, but there's literally no way of me to know how many books I'm going to read in a month. I can guess, but like last May, I read like 28 books. But then I think in like I think in September, I think I read 2. So I don't know. I think I just want to like kind of go on the safe side. I might put 4 of these sheets to make 16 per month, which might overshoot it for a lot of the months, but I don't know. I kind of would rather have more. That way I don't have to like try adding any in. It doesn't matter. It's my notebook. People waste notebook paper sheets all the time. Right now I need to basically cut out these massive, because these are like 12 by 12 I think, or something like that. I need to cut these out into regular sheets of paper to fit into the book. This is actually taking a lot. It's taking a lot longer, but it's also a lot more math than I thought it was gonna be. I did not think about, like I knew I wanted it to be basically an 8.5 by 11 size, but I had to do it felt like a lot of math for this. And then I couldn't figure out how to cut cardboard straight. So I was remeasuring and measuring. It was a whole thing. I'm very nervous about the binding portion because I have never used that binding machine, even though I've had it for a long, long time. I've never actually used it, and I watched one YouTube video that made 0 sense the other day. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. Hopefully, I mean, obviously I'm gonna use like scrap paper before I try and use my pretty paper to cut or any of like the stuff that I've printed, but I really hope I don't fuck it up because I might have a mental breakdown with how much effort I've put into this so far. Y'all, my cheeks are really red right now. Anyway, so the update, everything I let dry overnight, and like I had them all compressed with like some heavy books and stuff because they, like whenever the glue is drying and everything, like they tend to curl up. So they've been drying all night. I got the binding in the mail from Amazon. They are actually like, they're pretty big. The binding, like the wires, I don't know. I haven't even put it all together though, so who knows? Maybe it's not like as big as it looks. I still need to print off. There was like some sort of issue. I was printing these and I wanted them to be front and back, and my printer didn't do that for some reason. So I need to just throw these back in and print them on the other side and then like layer everything together and go from there. I'm also uploading my Bookmas Day 11 and this video is gonna be like Bookmas Day 12. It feels so silly, but I don't know, I still want to post as Bookmas. I don't know, call me crazy, whatever. It doesn't really matter in like the grand scheme of things, but these were the videos that I had planned for Bookmas, and I don't really want to like just use them for January because I have other ideas for January. Here we are. So we're gonna wrap up Bookmas. So let's do the printing and then let's just hope that I don't fuck up the binding.